Porch photos are almost exclusively two-point perspective shots. Oftentimes, it's desirable to back the camera up through the sliding doors to capture more of the space. Like backyard shots, use discretion when choosing which corner to shoot from, taking into consideration sun placement and what you're looking out towards. For example, if you're looking out at a neighbor's house shooting from one side of the porch, and a wall of greenery shooting from the other, then shoot towards the greenery. Agents oftentimes want to highlight a property's surrounding landscapes, since views of water, mountains, and city skylines can substantially increase a listing's value. When you tour a property with a view, take note of which vantage point will best highlight the view. This is oftentimes second-floor porches or windows. For view shots, you will likely need to switch to your zoom lens so you can focus on the most spectacular section of the view. Telephone lines and rooftops can be difficult obstacles. If at all possible, position your camera and zoom in so that you can avoid these distracting features of the view. It is sometimes a good idea to dial up your f-stop to 13 or 14 to increase your depth of field, so that as much of the landscape in view is sharp and crisp. Do not zoom further than 200 millimeters, otherwise you risk deceptively fooling buyers into thinking there's a view where there is not. Finally, once you have your view shot framed and focused, bracket as you would any other HDR exposure set. Oftentimes, if a view is so expansive that one photograph doesn't do it justice, an agent will order a panoramic photo. The panoramic photographic process is much like any other view shot, except repeated across the horizon line 3 to 5 times. A couple of things to keep in mind while shooting your panorama. The editors will be stitching together your separate HDR photographs. This means you must make sure that there is at least 1/3 of each subsequent composition overlapping with that of the previous one. If the overlap is too slight, the editors will not be able to stitch together the panorama. Also, be sure you are consistent throughout each photo with your HDR bracketing. To ensure that each disparate HDR photo, which will be stitched into the panorama, is consistent, keep track of specific shutter speeds for your dark, mid, and bright exposures, and repeat them uniformly.